My patience has its bounds. Have I not shown you mercy?
This is finished!
Rhaenyra has the throne. It is she who rules now.
We should have burned them when we had the chance.
A cunning mind can resist the most savage of beasts.
Rhaenyra's defiled our great house, diminished the Iron Throne. She is no queen.
We have endured much. And though we languish, we will not lose heart.
We will join them glorious in battle. And they will sing songs of it.
Forward! Stand your ground!
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This will be my House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 5 trailer video. There are a whole bunch of Easter eggs, references to the books, WTF moments, so we will break it all down. You can definitely tell they're trying to make things as crazy and tense as possible, even before some of their biggest WTF episodes this season. I believe the footage here is from the rest of the season, not just from Episode 5, so I'll try to point out when this is from later episodes, like we see the Battle of Tumbleton, which I think is going to be Episode 7, so there's probably stuff here from up to Episode 7, if not stuff from the finale as well too. At the beginning of the trailer, we see Criston Cole and his men walking through one of the dragon's feet. I think this is meant to be one of Vhagar's footmarks, just based on the size here. You also notice he's covered in mud, wear, and tear, and he doesn't have his armor with him anymore, so something has happened to him since the events of Episode 4. Does not look like he's doing very hot right now. We get a scene of Rhaenyra in another small council meeting talking about her patience wearing out. I think that has to do with the Hightowers and what's happening in Tumbleton right now. We get another scene of a bunch of tents burning. I think these are meant to be the tents of Criston Cole's men. This might have something to do with him being on the run without his armor and just being covered in grime from the road, like he is running from something. It is probably the Rivermen in the Stark army, who he just tried to convince Gwaine Hightower that they were going to Leroy Jenkins. Like, they have 20 times our forces, and they're way more fierce, but we can still take them. And Gwaine Hightower just wanted to tell him that he was absolutely crazy.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
We get another scene of Rhaenyra, exasperated, saying, "Have I not shown you mercy?" She might be talking to Alicent the way they cut this trailer. They want you to think that she's talking to Alicent. Maybe this has something to do with the Maelor subplot and Helaena being pregnant, but I think the idea is that's why she's very pensive here, Alicent, is she's worried that Rhaenyra is going to find out what's going to happen with that baby. We get a really quick scene of Aegon just down in the dumps, just hitting an absolute low in Rook's Rest before things start to turn around for him. You notice he's also caressing Sunfyre's scale. He's still holding out hope that Sunfyre is still alive. We get another scene of Aemond shirtless, practicing with his Valyrian sword Blackfire, the ancestral sword of Aegon the Conqueror, next to the weirwood bed, probably having all kinds of crazy visions. Also, the scene of him on his knees with Alys Rivers, just like the imagery here, just in general, the framing, the way they're doing this scene, but him also trying to call out Rhaenyra as being a pretender to the throne. During the behind the scenes for Episode 4, the actress who plays Alys Rivers talked about trying to twist Aemond around her finger because she still wants Harrenhal. So everything that she's doing with Aemond right now is to keep him separated so that she can use him to get Harrenhal. So I'm just expecting her to be messing with him over the next couple of episodes, and it'd be specific to that storyline with her trying to just get Harrenhal out of him somehow or out of this situation. We get a scene of Rhaenyra in a new outfit crashing out. I think this is near Tumbleton, like she lands her dragon Syrax next to Silverwing while the Dragonseeds are looking at Tumbleton. Remember, they've been watching it for the past couple of days when this picks up. So whatever winds up happening, she lands Syrax there and is just super pissed off at Ormund Hightower in the Greens. So I think that's why she's yelling here, like, this is it, this is done, and they declare war. Because we do get a lot of battle scenes at Tumbleton with Daemon and his army of Rivermen and Starks, the Winter Wolves. We get a lot of great shots of Rhaenyra in and around the Iron Throne in the throne room, with Alicent in a separate scene talking to probably Helaena, I'm assuming, saying that Rhaenyra is on the Iron Throne now, she rules. We get a really quick scene of Vermithor and Hugh Hammer flying over Tumbleton. Remember, he's worried about his wife, who he knows is in the city, because all the green troops are now posted up there. Daemon complains to Rhaenyra that they should have just burned the lot of all the greens when they still had the chance.
Burn them all!
We get a really quick shot of Daeron looking down at the green troops posting up, getting ready to defend against Daemon's army. Ormund Hightower then formulating his battle plan against the Blacks, saying the cunning mind can resist the most savage of beasts, talking about the dragons specifically, and the Targaryens as beasts in general. We get another really quick shot of Rhaenyra trying to sleep in her father's bed, not being able to sleep. Her first night trying to sleep in the bed, she got up and slept with Daemon just because it was too much for her, like there was just too much emotion happening in that moment. While we get Aemond's voiceover talking to Alys Rivers about Rhaenyra defiling their great house in a shot of the Dragonseeds at Tumbleton, joking with each other. Hugh Hammer, though, seems a little concerned with whatever Ulf White is joking about here, so not totally clear what he said that's off-color that's bothered Hugh Hammer so much. Then there's this really cool overhead shot of Rhaenyra leaving the Iron Throne with her crown on like she's been sitting on it, but the way they frame it and the way the swords have melted off of the Iron Throne, doesn't it look kind of like the pattern of a raven, which I think is meant to evoke imagery of the three-eyed raven. I think that's what it's meant to be a reference to in Brynden Rivers eventually coming along. Daemon was literally given those weirwood visions and communications from Brynden Rivers in the future, the Blood Raven, the Three-Eyed Raven, using the weirwood network to talk through him through the past. There is a little bit of time travel that is possible in the world of Game of Thrones. They did it on the original series too by using the weirwood network, but you have to be a green seer in order to do that, and there are only a handful of people who are born with that ability. Like it's 1 in 1,000 wargs. Like it's rare to be born a warg, but also to have the ability as a green seer is like rare amongst wargs even. A lot of the lore around Greensight just happens around the God's Eye just because the Children of the Forest were so powerful there, the old gods were so powerful there, it's so near to Harrenhal, so that's why a lot of House Blackwood is tied to that too. So Alys Rivers also seems like she's tied to House Blackwood in some way, and the Brynden Rivers, the Three-Eyed Raven, comes from House Blackwood as well too, which is one of the reasons why he was born a Green Seer. So the early theory is that one of the reasons why Bran is also born a Green Seer too is because he has some House Blackwood blood in him as well. When it comes to Helena's abilities in terms of dragon dreams or Greensight or whatever it is that she's doing, the show has gone off book with her, kind of creating some new material, so it's just kind of gone in its own direction. So you can let me know what you think is going on with her. Is she a green seer or does she just have dragon dreams? Because dragon dreams are all about seeing things from the future, not seeing things from the past, and they don't give you the ability to hop around into other people's dreams. Normally a green seer like the Three-Eyed Raven or Bran would only have the ability to do something like that.
Do you never sleep, witch?
We get a couple more scenes of the Winter Wolves and Roderick Dustin. This is at the first Battle of Tumbleton. If there's going to be multiple, there might just be one Battle of Tumbleton on the show. There are two in the books. They might just collapse into a single one on the show. We'll see. All of Daemon's Rivermen and the Winter Wolves have now arrived at Tumbleton. Like I said, I think this is meant to be from episode 7. We get a little more voiceover from Criston Cole, who's trying to give a pep talk to his small band of men. Smaller, it seems like, because we have Gwaine Hightower scenes at Tumbleton, so it does seem like Gwaine Hightower might make a run for it and go to Tumbleton to join that army of Greens in Ormund Hightower like he wanted to, and there might be some men of their force that go with him. Because while he's giving his little pep talk, they cut that with scenes of a battle that Criston Cole and his men are in without their armor, and I think that's meant to be Butcher's Ball. That might wind up happening as soon as episodes 5 or 6. I don't think it's that far off. I don't think it's going to be the same episode as the Battle of Tumbleton. We get a really quick flash of Daemon talking to Rhaenyra, who seems like she's been like she's very, very upset. This might have something to do with the Rhaena sheep stealer in Jace subplot. We get a really quick scene of one of the dragons burning a bunch of stuff outside. It's not clear where this is being burnt. We get a really quick shot of Rhaena still in the Eyrie with Sheepstealer. She told Daemon she was going to stay, lie to Rhaenyra for me so that Rhaenyra doesn't come for me anymore, but that's probably not going to happen. Maybe Mysaria is going to tell Rhaenyra the truth because it seems like Mysaria has figured out that Daemon is lying. But also at the same time, I think the show is trying to give Rhaena Nettles' storyline and turn her into a version of Nettles, like Nettles will just be an alias that she starts going by because she can't use her real name anymore. All these big battle scenes seem like they're still happening around Tumbleton. We get a really quick shot of Alan of Hull in his armor with a bunch of other Targaryen guards with a casket behind them, so it seems like a funeral procession, but let me know who you think is in that casket. There are a number of people that they could kill off in these next couple of episodes, big characters. We get a bunch more scenes in and around the Battle of Tumbleton, inside Tumbleton with the Greens like Ormund Hightower in his armor, Bull John Roxton in his armor. You can see his Valyrian sword Widowmaker behind him here too. John Roxton and Ormund Hightower both have their own Valyrian swords. You also notice right before the battle starts, when Daemon rides up on his horse, he's got his same suit of armor that he's worn all these different seasons. He's had it since the flashbacks in season 1, like all the way when he was younger, but he's also wearing a different helmet now that doesn't have the dragon wings on it. Like, it's a much more toned down, more practical battle helmet. So I think the idea is that he just has a helmet for actual battle and then a different helmet that he may have worn previously that was more for show. As part of the royal family, they've been very wealthy, their entire family. Of course, he would have multiple different suits of armor for different occasions.
Stand your ground!
And we get a montage of a bunch of different scenes they cut quickly together as they crescendo as the battles and the rest of the season start to heat up, both Tumbleton and what seemed like Butcher's Ball. Some other good news too. Ryan Condal just did another interview with EW saying that they might do Cannibal and Grey Ghost. He said that there are a number of dragons that still exist during this part of the timeline and a lot of runway the show has left, so we might see more of those quote-unquote missing dragons. Basically, he's talking about the other wild dragons, Cannibal and Grey Ghost. So if you're upset that we haven't seen them yet, we might see them yet by season 4. Everybody post all your reactions in the comments below and let me know if you spotted any Easter eggs or references in the new trailer that I didn't talk about in the video. My full episode 5 video will post Sunday after they release it, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. Everybody click here for that video. I'll update the link as soon as I post it, and click here for all my other House of the Dragon episodes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.